everyone. We are in CD meeting number 8 today. We have March 9, and I have the pleasure to be with Joshua Seymour, with Joey, and Nathan James is not joining this week. Maybe next week. He's moving of country. Good flight, Nathan. Shout out to you. And today we will do a little update on what we are working on. And then, as always, we will have the other delegates that can jump for some question. And let's go. So I will go first. I have published into the meeting channel what I am working on for next week. That's a week of videos for the Antelope Swiss workshop number 19. You have the poster there into the meeting channel. You see what are the guests. That's a good panel. We have Jesse Jaffe, for sure, of the EOS Bees. We will do an update about the current term 5, what he's working on, and also about the bees, for sure, the swarms, the comments. That's with Jesse. And then I have also Vlad of CTF, and he's also working with a platform for ZEOS Fractal with Matthias Schoenbeck, and also for Eden Fractal and for Eden on EOS in a way. So that there will be an update about that. I will have Gabriel Shaw of Camazot Collective DAO in Yucatan, in Mexico, and we will do an update about that for the first time with Gabriel Shaw. That will be nice. And then I will have a first episode of EOS Dean Web3 with CAC, my first episode about Web3 collaboration and what is EOS Digital Extended Network that will be unveiled on March 23rd. That's a platform that will be unveiled very clearly. There is already the article on Medium, but that will be unveiled more what is behind EOS Dean that will benefit us, everyone, into the EOS ecosystem and Eden on EOS and for everyone. That's what I am working on. And you have the poster into the meeting channel. You see how to register on YouTube, Nova Crypto. And when the video are up, you will be informed straight away. That's at 15:30 UTC on March 23rd. So big week on next week for me. So I give the mic to Joshua, if you want to make an update about you.
All right, so this is a rough draft outline of a charter, which is broken into 3 parts for a proposed new parent organization and 4 child DAOs. And this is in relation to the conversation that we had with Yves about these 5 DAOs that are part of the deal with Hypha and the ENF. And there's no proposal yet for what to do with them. And the sentiment coming away from that call is that the communities, the different language-speaking communities, should probably be working together more than we are. And the current instantiation of Eden is probably not going to continue to get support from either Block 1 or from the ENF, and possibly not even directly from the EOS network. So how can we fix that situation? And this is one possible solution. So basically, there's an introduction, which is not, I mean, it's just an introduction. There's a treaty, which is kind of interesting with 7 points in here. And the idea is that to give this thing birth, the stakeholders from the different language-speaking communities that have enthusiasm for DAOs, like the Eden communities, and I think maybe there's 2 fractals. I'm more so thinking about the Eden communities. The idea is that this would be like a joint venture and collaboration between them. So these members representing these organizations would sign the document and give life to the organization. We're definitely not there yet. The treaty is extremely brief. It's as concise as possible, and a lot of it is referencing guidelines. So the idea is that the treaty doesn't really need to be updated, but if it does, there's rules in here about how to update it. It's a little bit harder to change. And then the bylaws are also they're not as hard to update as the treaty, but ideally we wouldn't update them too much once we figure out what they're going to be when they're first adopted. So I've got different sections in here, and it's really concise, and I've been posting this in the group and stuff as I update it with people's feedback and stuff. So I'm working on the guidelines that are referenced in here, and I'm also working on a proposal that is intended to kind of go to the network and to people like, why do we need this? Basically, what is the rationale? What is the pitch for why this thing should exist and why it should be getting funding and recognition and that kind of thing. And then there's a conclusion section in here. So it's fairly complete. It's extremely concise, and the idea is that the guidelines will actually be the main document that has a lot of the details and information, and that document will be different circles, and DAOs would have different domain over different sections of the guidelines. And part of the proposal is that we use holacracy. And so the governance records in holacracy would basically document like who's allowed to change what and that kind of thing. And the way that circle structures work is if you have like subcircles inside of an organization, you can't make policies in a subcircle that violate the policies of a super circle or like any circle that it's inside of. And so all of the policies of a super circle apply to any roles or any circles that are inside of it. So this is kind of a big project. It's probably going to take until sometime in Q2 to actually like stand it up in a big way. But progress is being made on this front, and I feel like this outline is good enough for people to kind of hash it out. And I'm now moving on to the proposal and the bylaws. I'm also working on some like branding elements and logo and that kind of thing. I hired one of my good friends who's a closet EOS enthusiast to help with branding guidelines and stuff, and some other things. But the main artifacts are the charter, the proposal, and the guidelines, and more details about the holacracy structure that I'm seeing. But this is all subject to adoption and feedback of the different communities, which I think is going to take a lot of time. So whatever I have here is probably not even close to the final form. It's just moving it forward and getting something going. And then whatever these guys sign off on is what is going to give this thing life. I don't think it will have credibility or any kind of mandate unless leaders in the different communities, particularly like delegates and chief delegates of these different eating communities, unless they give birth to something, I don't think the network is going to take it serious. I might be wrong about that though. So I'm going to pause there.
Thank you very much, Joshua. And I have put the link to your document again into the CD meetings chat that you were already sharing. I have just shared it again. Like this, you have not to go up and search for the document. So I was reading, that's very insightful, and shout out to you for this work, because you put the stone into the water, and then that will continue. That's a continuing project. Shout out for that. Okay, I give the mic to Joey to do your updates, and welcome back. How are you, Joey?
Good. So, as you've seen, I've shared a link in the meetings channel. And I decided to basically update my personal website so that I can keep an updated report and keep everyone up to date to everything that's been done from my side. So like it's been discussed in the past, I feel like, and many people feel like it's hard to remember or keep people accountable to what they've done, especially with the previous maybe CDs. Once they are no longer chief delegates, people probably forget what they've done, and they probably try to run again for a chief delegate position. But if there are new members can no longer look for what the candidate achieved in the past, in the previous candidacy, right? So at least this is not a solution for everyone, but I feel like it's a solution for what I've been doing. And with this link, on this specific link, I will keep updating everything we've been doing. One of this month promotions that we've been working on is the EOS promotion on the blockchain hack event, an event that is taking place on Zoom, but in Paris. And it's taking place right after the Paris Blockchain Week. So it's supposed to be still having a lot of heat and interest from the general blockchain community, crypto community. And for this, if you look at the website, we've invited Zach from the ENF, and he will introduce EOS and like gamify IBC, Eden, and more topics to the Paris blockchain community. Not really Paris blockchain community, but generally the blockchain community looking at this in Paris in that moment, which is going to be very big. Beside this, I've also updated the website with things we've done in the past, because I've seen last time we released the article where there was that created some conversation and discussion in the debate channel. And so from that, I realized that people thought that's the only thing we achieved, like EOS Go achieved in the last 2 months. But actually, we've been doing other work aside that wasn't easy to find, maybe for the English community, because we are also focusing on China, right? And so from here, you can already see some promotions that we did in China. And we're going to keep it up to date all the time with a coverage book, which is a system to keep track of everything you are doing on socials. And beside this, I have a developer that is working on updating the website of EOS Go. And the website of EOS Go will put eventually Eden and Eden content in the front and center of the website. And so with our writers that are writing wiki content to make it easy for new members to join and participate to the community, and also to learn more about what Eden is about, we plan on facilitating the participation and allowing new people to understand more easily and join the community faster, instead of being scared of it because it's so hard to find information. The first article for the wiki actually was released today, and we didn't publish it yet on socials, but it's already on the website. And the goal eventually, once the website is fully updated, is to have all the wiki easily findable in the main menu of EOS Go. And beside this, we're also working on many other wiki articles and general articles about Eden. Also, I wanted to keep this page up because the work I will do is not going to be limited to my period of candidacy. After I will finish my term, I will continue to work on promoting Eden and EOS throughout EOS Go.
Have you think about to do some links with other websites like edenelection.com, for example?
Sorry? Oh, you're saying to put the links of Eden Election in the main site, in the homepage?
Put some links between EOS Go and other websites like edenelections.com by Waxa and Chris that they have built on Tom 4, for example.
Yeah. So if you see the EOS Go site in the homepage, there is a list of links, but we're not updating it because the plan is to change the homepage. And so eventually, yes, there is going to be a link section. There is going to be a full page, multiple pages only for Eden. So, yeah.
I think that would be very great to do so, because that's ensure the continuation what other term have made. There was a great engagement on Term 4 on promoting Eden, like you are doing now, into your term, and you say you will continue. So think about to do some connection with other websites, like, for example, the edenelections.com. That's just an example, but that's an essential website stating what is about to be into Eden on EOS also. They are already making some great stance on that. So shout out for the work, Joey. Thank you very much for the update. Okay, Joshua, something else to share, or Joey, you want to add something else before that we move on?
Yeah, I have a thought regarding Eden elections and this. I don't know what anyone's doing with the upvote branding other than like the Telegram bot, but I see it on like the Eden elections video and stuff. And I think upvote is kind of a genius branding name for this this specific process of like selecting delegates and stuff. And I kind of see like how that feature, this upvote feature, is getting built into Hypha, which is great. And when I was listening to the fireside chat yesterday, and WordProof was on there, which has always been one of my favorite EOS projects for many years. I mean, the simplicity of WordProof is they started as a WordPress plugin, which basically just gave them access to the whole WordPress ecosystem. So for those who are really passionate about upvote and these elections and stuff, I wonder if it would make sense from a product and marketing standpoint to try to make strategic partnerships with existing tools, like Hypha's just one tool out there, and then that tool, you know, this like have a, like, for example, with Discord, I can install, you know, different kinds of Web3 native bots and plugins and stuff. Like one that comes to mind is Guild, and then you have, it extends the features that you have in there. So like Discord is one place where maybe something could be created. Telegram, it's already happening. But then there's all these other DAO tooling providers, like the, you know, the more popular ones. Like Hypha's not really popular at this point in the DAO space. It's barely on the radar yet. So they're, regardless of the blockchain, but now with IBC being available, there could be some very interesting strategic partnerships to just have an extension to what is already available in these various DAO tooling. And then that kind of, like there's an article on EOS Go about Eden being relevant. And I think relevance is a really good point, because right now, to this point, Eden has not achieved relevance. EOS has barely achieved relevance, you know, since the early ICO days and stuff. So relevance is something that should be on everyone's mind. And if we're going to be promoting things, and if we're going to be developing products and software and stuff, then how can we make it relevant? How can we insert it strategically in things that are already happening so that we can become part of the conversation, rather than, you know, we're typically just talking to our own echo chamber. I'll pause there.
That's totally true. Joey, you are doing a fantastic job with EOS Go, but you do that on your side. And when I say you do on your side, I mean you do the things operationally on your side, and that's great. Joshua is doing his thing with the Eden DAO on his side, but he communicates already with others. And then if we can put some relevance to Eden and put some links between us, that will make a good, let's say, marketing going on. For example, when the workshops will be done on March 23rd, there is a lot of content next week coming with these videos, I assure you. And that will be very, let's say, useful for the message about Eden on EOS, because during the workshop, we speak about Eden Tom 5 with knowledgeable people like Jesse Jaffe, for example, CD Liaison 1 here. And if we can do some links with EOS Go, with your links into the website and all, that would be greater than your echo chamber, I would say. And also put all the messages together, not only the message of EOS Go, but also the message of edenelection.com, past elections, past term, and we merge that, we connect that all together, and we have a 1 + 1 = 3 at the end. I think we should do that, encourage that for the next term also, that the people are taking what was made by the other term and leverage that going forward. Before that we move on, I have something to add. We were supposing to meet with Edenia here into the episode today, maybe, or maybe next week. I saw some messages from Lenny stating about UTC, how it is important to communicate in UTC time, and that's sure. I have submitted to our private Telegram with Edenia that they may be considered to change the membership portal page for the next election, and to not put GMT time, but put UTC time, because sometimes some people are missing maybe the breakout rooms and they are late because just a problem with the time. It seems to be that we have a problem with the time, and we will improve that. Okay, at this point, maybe I will jump in Jesse, CD1 liaison, and that the CD1 liaison touch. So jump in, Jesse, to do an update.
Hi, everyone. First, I just want to commend the two. I heard two great marketing ideas. I really like the Eden Wiki from EOS Go. I think that's a really great idea. I'm really excited to see that. And I just also want to say, Joshua, like you're totally correct that the Eden plugin in Hypha is great marketing for Eden. And if we can have Eden plugins in elsewhere, it would also be great marketing for Eden. I think that as other organizations want to use the upvote process, and potentially we can work with them on that, then they would have a general kind of blurb or page on their organization's site, a little bit about the upvote process and Eden, potentially. So I really like those ideas. The plugin one is obviously that's much more labor intensive and difficult to partner with other organizations and to kind of get our name on there. But I think that it's definitely a valid thing to do. On my end, not a huge update for me this week. Just to remind everyone, the main thing I'm working on is with Sajid. He's on the call here, about bulk issuance of SBTs. So by the way, Chief Delegates, the election, as you know, is in less than a month, and we need to get it ready for the election 6 voting SBTs. You're gonna have to sign some on-chain actions, I believe, for that to happen. So we're starting to get that set up. So yeah, bulk issuance SBTs. It's just a more efficient way of doing it. And then we're also building expirable SBTs. And this is beneficial for potentially anti-reputation or negative reputation points. And we want those to expire. It's like, you know, getting things expunged from your record. This is in the broader framework of a dispute resolution system that I'm working on. So yeah, we're just chugging along there, and that's about it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jesse, and see you next week for the recording until Opsys workshop number 19 for March 23rd, and we will have an update about what you are building with the SBT, Sashit, Mo, the reputation system, and all those things that are continuously going on, not just for one day, but for after the term 5 and so on. I see Luka here also joining. Maybe Luka want to do a little update about the bot, maybe, if you want to do a short update. Seems to be that he's just listening, or maybe don't want to.
Yeah, hi everyone.
Hello, Luka.
I didn't plan. I'm on the phone, so hopefully you're hearing me right. I mean, we basically just kind of moved to this notifications for video. So right now we are developing the part where you basically check for the action, where people basically when they upload, they also send an action on the chain. What video was pinned on IPFS, and we are basically listening to that action so that we stop sending notifications to the groups that already uploaded. We will not be checking if the videos are real or not, but as long as they uploaded something, there will not be notifications anymore. The plan is basically, that they're not just getting spammed all the time. Once they update it, once they send the video in, the notifications should stop. And yeah, I also want to say thank you to Patrick and Joshua for very nice donations. I mean, first one enabled that we basically were able to move now to these notifications. And with Joshua one, I don't want to announce it yet, but I'm kind of hoping that it will be enough for doing the removal of basically users that shouldn't be in the group. So we have some new plans there. Some were announced, some were not. We can do like really good system that will just basically throw the right people out and then give you the list for the people that are not yet in and should be. Yeah, but that would not be finished in this season. This will probably be work that started right after the next elections.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you.
Okay, Luka, the Upvote Bot with the reminder of the video, 24 hour, 48 hour, and so on. That is a feature that we will have on next election for sure.
Well, it's more, yeah, it's more like 1 week prior to. Okay, so there is after election, there is like a hard coded date, 2 weeks after election, when you cannot upload anymore, right? So basically, the way we have it set up right now is we can basically set up any dates till that moment. So, and the ideas right now were to do the 3-1. So 1 week prior to lockup, and then maybe like 2 days prior and 1 day prior. So like 3 notifications. We can of course change that. We can of course change that, but yeah, we're thinking that this should be, because at the start, some people just know that they need to upload, so why pushing them notifications? Let's just kind of wait 1 week who didn't do it and then push notifications. This was our thinking. It may not be perfect thinking, but we're thinking basically that we want to push as little notifications as possible. So to not be too intrusive, but at the same time, once we are running to the time limit, we should be intrusive because we need that video in. So that's kind of the plan, and we are basically we will be taking feedback if those notifications are well timed or they should be differently timed, and we can then change for the next election. Next.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect, Luka. Thank you very much for the update and accountable, reliable, Luka. That's why I donate straight away 3,500 EOS for to have those functionalities. And thank you, Josh, to have followed also. And Joey, a little update maybe on that. Do you want to give some EOS of your funds, delegate funds to this project also?
Yeah, I've been considering that. Eventually, if the budget is enough, I will be sending to. I see that you requested 4,500 and you received 2,000, right? So you have 2,500 left?
There is missing 2,500. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the goal for the all upgrades that we wanted to do. So yeah.
Okay. Because I heard that Patrick sent you 3,500 plus 2,000 from Joshua. So I was thinking you already achieved the goal.
Yeah.
No.
And, no. It's basically there is bot stable that we asked 4,000 for. This was basically what we were developing for. After election, basically there were a lot of work to basically just finish it up, to make it into that it can be redeployable, because back then it was basically just we were running it on our computer, but we needed to Dockerize it, fix the bugs, fix the issues with Telegram that we had, because if you are not calling the actions right, you can get blocked, and basically you can be stopped for the whole election, which,
Also,
yeah. So basically, so basically there is like 2 tiers. We asked for bot stable. So this was the work that was basically finished like a week ago. And then we also asked for upgrades to the bot. And there are like 3 functions that we outlined up there. And we're kind of asking for 8,000 EOS total for all upgrades. So
yeah. And
True pomelo.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Also, Joshua before was mentioning that Hypha DAO is building many of the features into it. It's being built into Hypha DAO. So I was wondering, what is the plan for the future, since many of the features will be already implemented there?
Right. So, I mean, I talked with them a little bit. Basically, my first question was, what they're planning to implement for the video. And their answer was that there is no plans for now. So at least at the start, we kind of talked like maybe that we will integrate with them. That was at least the idea. Now I'm kind of following, and my issue right now with them is that they are not implementing Upvote Bot, Upvote process the way that it's implemented here. So the issue is that there are no split groups. Maybe they will change it, maybe, but what they presented till now is just a different system. So from my perspective is then the bot is done for the groups and all that. So if we don't have this, then I'm not sure what the usage is. So I'm not that. I was very optimistic, but I'm not anymore until I kind of see what they present and if that kind of fits the upvote process at all. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was considering also. Before sending.
Luka, have you talked to Randall or anybody from EOS from that side, like EOS support, about what they've already done to productize? Eden's back end and front end.
I am talking with them. I'm not sure if they will integrate bot or not, but at some point they wanted to. But basically, if we want to make it that it will be integratable, it needs to be like multi-Eden, right? Otherwise, they might just take this code and just copy it. That's one possibility that personally I don't like. You know, I kind of like there's like some centers for the branding and all that, but at the same time they can do it. So our thinking is the multi-Eden functionality that I put into like full goals. It should also be able to serve them. That's the plan. Now, if they will accept it or not, I don't know. It's like it's not up to me, you know. But
okay,
but I am talking with them, and they are in need to fix that currently.
so I just for Joe, Hypha is, you know, one major DAO tooling provider on EOS. You know, probably this month they're going to port over to EOS finally, but there is another contender. I'm not going to say the name because I don't know if it's been released or if it's public knowledge yet, but there will be another provider which will be a lot more based around what we currently have with Eden and what the network paid to have developed and stuff.
So you're saying that all the tools right now will be still in use, like the Upvote Bot?
Well, I don't think Upvote has integrated yet with this other provider that we're talking about, but the main point I'm making is that Eden has been productized. Like what the Fractally team left, what Dan and his team left behind, has been picked up and productized.
Thank you, guys. I just want to make my point why I donate to Luka straight away, and that was not in one day that I decided to do so. I was already committed in February already to do so, because when Luka is doing something, he do and it works. And for the next election, we cannot permit us to be stuck again with the videos. That's Lenny made a good job on that, to follow who has made this video, uploaded or not, different things. So with the Upvote Bot, I am comfortable. On the last election, that was very smooth with the Upvote Bot. So now to have that integrated for the reminder of video, I am comfortable to let Luka develop that, and I will follow. And that we need. We have to, don't expect anything from other people. Sometimes we have to work between us. Don't expect sometimes and go and cry on the knees. Please do that for us. No, that's a nightmare. So with Luka, I am totally comfortable. So let's move on. I think we made a good tour here on the updates. And now that's the time to let the people join here, jump here, and ask question, your doubt, and we will try to answer at our best of our availability. So let's go and jump. Don't be shy. First come, first serve.
Hey guys, got one question.
Chris. Hello, Chris.
Just a question on just confirming the process or whatever. Did you guys ever have a formal vote on ratifying or not the previously proposed bylaws?
Nice question. And as James is not here today, maybe on the next week we will answer to this question.
We've had some soft public discussions about it and like unbinding votes, I think, but for some reason that has not been a topic where we've actually come to a vote. We haven't really been functioning in like how the traditional CDs have done things like that. That's not really how this term has functioned.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I think it'd be curious just as a community member just to have an official position from each of the CDs. And yeah, that's all. Just if there's an official vote, then we know where everyone stood. And that would be, I think, useful.
Thank you, Chris. And yeah, you're right. We have to comment that more vocal and make a clear statement on that. But one thing sure, now with Edenia, a meeting coming, and we will put those bylaws on chain more simple that we expressed on other episodes to do the things in chunks. That's a little bit too complicated. We will just push those bylaws on chain how it was mentioned by Xavier Fernandez on the hands-on 4 to hands-on 5 of the CD. Was stating that's not something complicated to do, and we will do that at the same time. I discuss with them for the induction script and push on chain the induction script. There will be also the bylaws on chain and other stuff, little stuff that they have to resolve. Someone else want to jump and make his doubt, questions? No one. I see Perry here. Maybe Perry has some questions.
I just like watching you on screen, Patrick. Carry on.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate a lot to be on screen for sure, alone. Other people want to ask questions here or room for improvement? Okay, if not, we can close as always. Or Joshua, you want to add something? Or Joey, do you want to make some commitment here with your next donation?
I just mentioned in the chat, but I'll just put it again on the record that if we did take a vote, I would vote to approve the bylaws because of the same reasons I've said. Like I think it gives more functionality than what we currently have, and the things that people don't like about it, I don't think it's a big deal. I think we could just change it with the next set of proposed bylaws. But I think it might be a little bit of a moot point, which is why instead of working on the Eden bylaws, I'm working on a structure for an entirely different organization that can maybe have a better start and be more positioned for significant funding, and not just including only the English speaking community, which is probably what should have happened from the beginning.
Yeah.
But we have a lot more data and information at this point. So I would like to hear arguments for why people think this organization is going to survive beyond this year in its current state and form, and what could be done to save this organization. And also this organization is supposed to serve its stakeholders. So depending on who the stakeholders are that you think it's serving, what actually needs to be done to provide significant value to those stakeholders, rather than continuing to do something that apparently does not warrant funding and doesn't have its own business model to support itself.
Yeah, good job, and that has to be approved by the entire community, what you are doing also, as always, in consensus. For the bylaw, I agree, myself also, but to move on with that, but we have to be the 3 CDs, the 4 CDs that we are, and to make that in one voice when Nathan James is back, and that we do that officially here, not like now when someone is not here.
Yeah, just to be clear, you only need 3 of 4 of you to actually ratify, but of course you should vote when you're all here present. Fully agree with that. And the other reason why I think it's important to bring it up, you got about 1 month left now until the next election. And if your set of CDs are going to make any changes to the bylaws, you need to have those done in 2 weeks. So that's sort of why I think it's kind of pressing. Like, if you don't like the bylaws as they were presented, then perhaps it's time to maybe consider the discussion of what did you like, and then what if anything, will you propose to the next set, assuming you will not ratify the current proposition?
Totally understand your point, Chris. Very genuine. And myself, as a host of these meetings every week, doing the recording and doing the editing and all, I cannot agree more. We have to be very organized. We are working on our side, everyone here into this term, myself on EOS Dean, that will be unveiled, that will be very helpful for everyone. Joshua doing his stuff, Joey doing his stuff. At a point, we have to be delegates together. That's what is missing on this term. We are not really working on something together. And at least we could approve those bylaws and make that clearly stated on the next episode when NS James is also here. I don't like to vote on something when not all the people are here. I think that's accountable to do so. And thank you, Chris, for the remark. Lenny. Thank you, Lenny. I hear you very low, the sound.
Hear me better?
Speak very loud and clear.
All right, here we go. That's better.
Way! Yeah, exactly. We hear you well.
Anyway, this weekend I'm posting summary from the breakout rooms and similarly, just so that people can think about that. We got a month to go or something before next election. There's a few things I think we got to consider so we get a smoother election now. This will be the sixth one, so we better try to get it. The bot, of course, will help. So when I've done that in the weekend here and posted that, I intend, I've been talking about that, I will intend to look at the bylaws and similarly myself. That's where I got my expertise. And I will do any commenting and whatever in the topic bylaw, nowhere else. So anyone who will wish to weigh in or look at it, keep an eye on things middle of next week, latest. I should have my own ideas on it. Not that they are perfect or best or anything, but based on experience. Thanks.
Yeah, that's nice, Lenny. You are always following the things in the core and to improve the processes. Yeah, we have things, we have to improve them. And thank you for that. The UTC time, that seems to be something that we have heard a lot of time, but that's so true. That could help also to better be committed with the time. And to avoid any confusion, so that for sure it's in the pipeline. I want to make sure of that with Edenia, that they change the page. And yeah, thank you very much, Lenny. Jesse, maybe you want to add something more, or you will say that you have to close.
Yeah, nothing more from me.
Okay, so I think that's the signal to close here and to make the things always fun at the end. So at 3210, we say in chorus with heart, soul, and mind, we say go Eden on EOS. 3, 2,
Wait.
1, 0, and go Eden on EOS.